everyone! The new 19th episode of Skibidi Toilet Multiverse is finally out, and today I'm going to give you a full and detailed analysis of it. It came out to be pretty interesting, so we have a lot to talk about. What's the representative of the new race in this episode I mentioned earlier? And what is the new POV through whose eyes are we watching the episode? What new upgrades did Titans got, and why is this place an actual trap for them? Watch this video without distractions all the way to the end, so you don't miss anything interesting. Now get your tea and snacks ready. Let's go! The episode begins in the same location, which is an abandoned circus. We've seen this place before, when a Skibidi scientist arrived at the place to do some business with the locals, namely the Skibidi clowns, whose leader is supposedly Skibidi Pennywise. You can see a large circus sign on the roller coaster rides, as well as the hand of the POV doing pen spinning. Yep, gotcha. We'll come back to the question of who this unknown character is later, just as we'll come back to the new race that was supposed to appear soon, and which Dom Studio left hints of in the last two episodes. So when the POV has finished performing his tricks, he turns around, and we see the same bridge where Pennywise Toilet was standing with his sidekicks, but this time they are without him. They seem to have gathered to discuss something, and it becomes clear what the POV has come to this place for. I assume he is spying on them to find out what the bad guys are going to do. At this point, you can see an inscription on one of the rides, but not all the letters are visible yet. I think we'll see them all later. I'm sure it's some kind of message. POV wants to get closer, but alas, unlucky. He steps on a candy that fell right out of this barrel, and the clowns now know they're not alone in this place. And while one of them is about to check out the source of the noise, our guy clicks a pen and drops the ink right on his hands, becoming invisible. Oh yeah, it seems like the Alliance scientists have started coming up with the new gadgets that give unique abilities. Or are non-Alliance scientists doing this? I'll tell you what I actually think about it a bit later. When a creepy clown who reminds me of a McDonald's clown pulls up, he finds nothing, so he angrily growls and drives away. The POV's moderation is enviable at this point. If I were in his shoes, I would definitely give myself away. But never mind, let's move on. As the Skibidi drives away, a signboard appears in front of us, and we can decipher what it says. The one above says Funhouse. The mentioned house is the one with the huge clown mask, which is right in front of us. It's also somewhere around here where the tickets can be bought, with the sign for rides. Right below, there's a sign that says food, but its stocks have already run out. Looks like you can't eat in this circus. At the moment of Skibidi the Clown returning to his friends, the upgraded Titan Speakerman arrives, destroying one of the toilets, and then a long battle begins. The first to start it comes that clown helicopter, firing his purple cannons, but despite those rather powerful explosions, they don't do any visible damage to the Titan. This Skibidi is quite agile and can easily dodge laser shots. At this point, a spider clown comes to the rescue. These guys know what they're doing, but the Titan is more deft and experienced, throwing the Skibidi behind his back. And while they are hugging each other in the moment of quick rest, Speakerman destroys 3 clowns. On the last poor guy, he steps on as if he was just a cockroach. When the opponents wake up after the knockout, you can notice that the helicopter lacks 1 missile, although he didn't fire it earlier. It was most likely destroyed during that fall. Titan shows his incredible fighting skills once again by firstly doing a smacky slap, and then by a deft move he grabs each Skibidi in his hands with. Then he starts bathing one of them in a green slurry and burns the other one with his flamethrowers. At this point it becomes apparent that the spider clown has some sort of hose that connects his toilet to the toilet tank, and I assume that because of this he hasn't actually drowned, and may actually be underwater right now. The second clown crashes after the tanning procedure and then explodes. And this explosion is green in color, by the way. It looks like it's the second rocket that exploded, and it could be toxic like the banshees from the 14th episode. By the way, do you guys remember the inscription from the beginning of the video? In this moment of the fight, you can see it quite clearly, and it's enough to understand what it says. Apparently, it says 2 words, which are ghost trap. Well, it's pretty interesting. What could it possibly mean, isn't it? Given all the crap we've seen in the previous episodes, I wouldn't be surprised if there could be some kind of ghost Skibidi in this universe as well. And I'm guessing that all these clowns are ghosts, and can't be destroyed that easily. And like I said in my previous video, this is actually a trap for the Titan, even though he seems to be winning. And this caption confirms it. As the Titan gets rid of the two strong Skibidi, a third one appears, who was also near Pennywise in the previous episode, although he was there earlier. I also said that he looks like Art the Clown from the movie Terrifier, and he actually behaves pretty much the same way. And the interesting thing is that Art is an otherworldly creature that can't be destroyed, just like this clown, and now we're going to see it. The black and white clown shoots from his core straight at the Titan, and from the looks of it, this thing is really powerful. This core is similar to the one G-Man had in the 67th episode of the original Skibidi toilet series. The Skibidi mutant then starts laughing at the Titan by pointing the finger at him. However, it seems like the Titan doesn't realize what's going on yet. He walks up to him and starts giving him a smack, but the clown doesn't stop. And even at this point, taunts the Speakerman. I want to draw your attention to the fact that at this moment you can see the abbreviation Spanker on the Titan's Flamethrower. And this is another reference to the Halo series of games. However, in the game this thing was a grenade launcher, while in the Skibidi universe this weapon performs the function of a flamethrower. So finally, the Titan throws him off the roof, and the mutant is now on the ground, showing no signs of life. But there's still a wry smile on his face, and he's looking straight at the POV, even though he's invisible now, which also suggests that he's not so simple. But maybe it's all just a fluke though? Who knows? And I'm sure this guy isn't dead. He's not that easy to get rid of, and I think the next episode will prove it to us. The last of the clowns seeing this fight decided he didn't want to be a part of it anymore. So the Titan cameraman escorted him out of there, straight to the Skibidi heaven. The Titans then exchange pleasantries, and Titan Speakerman gives his thumbs up, as a sign that he likes this video. And if you also enjoy my analyses, don't forget to do so too. However, this scene is being interrupted by the time bullet that flies straight into Speakerman. And remember how in one of my analyses I said that the Alliance scientists would likely make an enhancement for the Titans that would allow them to resist time stoppage. That's exactly what happened. And after the Titan Speakerman has been shot, he immediately regains his ability to move, and that's most likely the watch on his hand. But you may ask, then what are those buttons on his hands? I think it's the buttons that the Titan uses to control his guns, so when he presses them, the guns fire. In any case, the Titan Speakerman overcomes the time stoppage and turns around. And then we see two Skibidi, namely Skibidi Scientist and Skibidi Pennywise, who have come straight to the Titans. They start smiling evilly, as if they have a plan and have already caught the Titans. Meanwhile, the big guys get ready for the battle, and the cameraman taunts them by beckoning them over. Perhaps this is a reference to Mortal Kombat, as Liu Kang teases his opponents in the same way. And that's where this episode ends, but not my analysis. We have a lot more to talk about, most notably about Titan TV Man. He didn't appear in this episode, but I think it's quite likely he may appear in the next part. What just happened in the abandoned circus is extremely similar to the 68th episode of the dafuq Skibidi toilet series, when the Skibidi scientists set a trap for Titan Speakerman and Titan Cameraman. And it's likely that these guys will lose this fight. However, in this case, Titan TV Man can fly over to help them, similarly to what happened in the third part, and save their friends. What do you think? Does such an outcome seem possible to you guys? So we still haven't seen Titan Cameraman's new weapon, even though the preview for this episode shows it. And I'm sure that in the next episode he will definitely start using it, but for now we will have to wait a little longer to see its full fighting power. Now let's talk about the main topic, at least that's what I think. Namely about the new race that is to appear soon, and who is the POV through whose eyes we saw this episode. Dom Studio has been hinting for the 2 episodes already that this new race is going to show themselves. And I have a guess who they might be. In the 17th episode, there were a lot of pencils scattered in the room with Momo. In addition to that, in episode 18, we were shown 2 more frames. One of them had a pencil hanging from a chain and nothing else. I don't think there's any point in putting in a shot like that unless you want to hint at something, do you? And in the second shot, there were pencils scattered on the table, and a glass with the inscription "Man" on it. So what does that make it? Pencilman. Yeah, you may think I'm crazy, but you know what? I think a member of that new race has already been present in this episode, and now I'm going to show him to you. Think back to the beginning of the episode, and the weird POV sleeve with the gold stripe. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. Also, what was he doing? It's pen spinning. No character in this show has yet been seen with a pen or pencil in their hands, which also might support this theory. And the ink that makes invisible whoever it's applied to is not the work of Alliance scientists, but of a Pencilman scientist. While they may be in the same coalition, it's odd that we haven't seen them before. And be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the analysis of the second part of the episode. That was me. Isotoilet, see ya!